Good morning, we are back on track, back fishing, back in South Wales, fishing my home from home, cold Knap in Barry. It's nice and early, I got up, I was rolling around in bed and I didn't want to be making a lot of noise, rattling around the house, building rods, heat going on, motors going, this, that and the other. So I thought, come on, let's go down the beach, have a couple of hours until the family wakes up and then I can crack on with the work. And it is absolutely beautiful. It's cold, it's fresh, it's about low water, but there's not a soul on the beach anywhere. So we're going to have an hour, maybe two, wake myself up, try and catch a couple of fish. Tell you what, this bait is absolutely freezing, and combined with that easterly wind, it's really making my fingers cold. I've got a few injuries at the moment. I've got a bit of a dodgy hand, a bit of a dodgy calf. I'm getting old. That's the way it is. So I didn't want to be walking far, doing a lot. Just fishing some small baits, mixture of rigs, 3 hookers and 2 hookers to try and combat dogs which are out there. There might not even be many dogs, it's bright, it's early, it's a small tide, but by fishing 3 hookers and 2 hookers, if you do get a dog pick up one of your baits, you know you're still fishing efficiently with the rest of your rig. But if you're fishing a pulley, you cast out, sometimes you don't get a bite off a dog, you have a dog sat on there for 20 minutes and you're not fishing at all if you want to target raise. I'm not too bothered, I'm more than happy catching dogfish, but if I can pull out a bonus spotty or a small-eyed or a blonde in amongst them, then that makes me happy. Right, we are fishing. A bit cold, a bit fresh, but we are out there. It's quite uncomfortable, to be honest. So I cast out the first rod, and it's always really handy to use your first cast as an indication to what's going on out there. So I cast the first rod out, left it slack. By the time I'd picked up the second rod, that slack had tightened up and the tip's pulling over to the left, which tells me straight away that low water's turned. So the first thing I did, pick up my stand, turn it accordingly to make sure it was settled and the rod's not going to pull over when I turn my back. I then changed the lead size on the second rig I was going to put out on the second rod, and then when I cast the second rod, it allowed me to cast up tide, and with that extra size lead and the extra wires, which I'll show you in a minute, should hopefully grip and hold really nice. The first one has come right round and bounced round, just put a standard 6 on, and the second one now looks like it's held perfect. So let's hope. There's a bit of movement in there, which is always good, and there's a few fish running through with that water. So that wind really is quite fierce at the moment. It's coming through sort of over the top, but then sometimes it's coming from your right, sometimes from your left. It's swirling around quite a bit. It can be quite hard to coordinate what you want to do. So these are upgraded leads. I put thicker wire and I bent them out. Okay, by bending them out like that, it stops them dragging it and it really does help them grip. And a lot of people think you just up the size of your lead, but what grips most is the wires you've got. Okay, so if I pull out the standard thin wires compared to the fatter wires, this will grip much better. It's the resistance on the gauge of the wire in the ground that will help you grip. You can up it to a 7 ounce or an 8 ounce, and of course that will make a difference, but fundamentally it's the wires that make the most difference and are really important to how you want to set up when you're fishing. We've had a bite on the one rod, but that doesn't mean we're going to catch a fish, okay? If you know me, sometimes I miss a lot of bites. So land gone again. I'm not too optimistic. I'm going to get in a minute. I've been a bit lazy. I've baited up another 3 hooker, and then the second rig for the second rod I just pulled a pulley out because it is absolutely freezing. This air temperature is really cold. It's nice in a way that it really wakens your senses up and it makes you feel alive being out next to the sea, cold air. But I do want it to warm up now. The sun is coming up now, we just need that air temperature to increase. So, just a quick reminder, keep your baits nice and streamlined. Okay, there's a whole sand eel and half a fillet of bluey on there. It's not a big bait, it's not a small bait, but it's nice and streamlined. Hook presented at each end on my pulley rig. I'm going to get that in. Might be something sat on there, might just be a bit munched and it might have disappeared. So there's a little sign, spring's on the way, hermit crabs on the beach, food chains are moving in, fish are moving in, everything loves them. Hounds will eat them, no doubt the rays and the dogs will eat them. Free bait. There's the first victim of the morning, very welcome dogfish, caught on a 2-hooker on a loop rig. Sun's coming up, warming up a bit. I've had a little jog up the beach. I've got my new wellies on from down at Crump, right at Crumpy. So that was on a loop rig on a bottom hook. And you can present your multi-hook rigs differently. You can have a 3-up or a 2-up, 1 down, or a loop rig like this, which is a 1-up, 1 down, or a 2-up. And by having your hooks presented differently across your rig body, presents the bait differently on the sea. And I don't mean that your rig sits up like this and your hook lamps are coming off like that. Your rig will always sit flat, but what it does allow is each hook will be under a different amount of pressure from the lead when the fish picks up the bait. So sometimes you'll find if the fish are really sensitive and finicky, the hook you're picking up your fish on is a top 2, the one furthest away from the lead. Sometimes it's the one below the lead, and it all depends. They all put different amount of pressure on the bait when the fish picks it up, depending where your hooks are on your rig body. So there we go, loop rig, first victim, and I get him back. We have a second victim, Mr. Whiting. Caught on a circle on a little bit of eel and mackerel. Like I said, spring's coming, the fish are moving in. Bit of information on Cold Knap. It is, as you can see, predominantly made up of pebbles of every size you can imagine, from tiny little things to big lumpy boulders, depending what part of the beach you're on. You're casting onto sand. As you can see today, it's quite mixed at the moment. Sometimes there's a clear separation between the pebbles and the sand, but it is clean ground. You can fish this place on all tides of all state of tide. It's a perfect place to bring someone if you want to teach them how to fish. Get him started, get him introduced, give him that introduction to fishing. Cold Knap's an ideal place. You've got masses of parking up on the top of the beach. They don't charge at the moment. There's loads of bins here, so as always, make sure you take all your crap and your shit home with you. They are going to be starting to charge for parking soon. It's really easy to find. You've got a fishing shop, Holton Road, probably 6-7 minutes away, just up the road. So if you do need, if you get down here and you think, oh, I haven't got any bait elastic, I could do a pack of mackerel, I haven't got any shock leader. Like happened last week when I was down here with a guy, ran out of shock leader. I said, there we go, Holton Road. I said, here's some for the moment, but next time remember, Holton Road is just literally 5 minutes away to pick up a few last minute items for your session. It's a fantastic beach. I really love it down here. It's my home from home. I've caught all manner of fish here over the years. I was catching smooth hounds off here 25 years ago before anybody knew about it, and what a buzz that was. All manner of rays. I've hooked and lost stingrays on you. I've almost done a slam in a session on this beach. I've done a slam in a session on fryers, but not on this beach. I've come close a couple of times. You catch everything. Years ago, the whiting fishing was absolutely incredible. Now, it's not so good. I mean, that was a bit of a lucky fish, that whiting, and I did have one the other week, but it's not like it used to be. The cod fishing on this beach used to be fantastic. Last week I found, what did I find? It was a bluemouth rockfish washed up. You just never know what you're going to catch down here. It's easy fishing, it's simple, and it's an ideal place for people to start, just to come and get that introduction into enjoying fishing. Check this out, look at this, grip lead snap offs everywhere. I just dragged that in and that really tested every little bit of my tackle. It was just painful to say the least. I've just been joined by a couple of anglers down the beach, Andy and Paul, good friends, good customers. There goes the camera. See if I can get him in shot. Just at the beach here, Andy and Paul just joined us. The sun's come up a bit now. It's warmed up a little bit, it is still really cold. But it's a nice morning and it's nice to be out. Oh, that absolutely killed me. Dragging in, there's like 5 or 6 grip leads and snap offs and pulleys on there. If there's a ray out there, I have no doubt Andy and Paul will find it. Andy is really good at catching rays. They'll just be fishing pulleys all day. They'll fish it probably up to high water and a couple of hours down. I'll be long gone by then. I'll be at home probably on about my 24 fly out whipped on or something like that. But it's a nice morning, it's beautiful. They went to the white light first. They said it was howling, it was freezing over there, so they come over here for a bit of shelter. There's a bit of shelter, but it is coming in quite strong from the side. As you've just seen then, the camera keeps falling over, so making filming is quite tricky, but I'm giving it a go. I haven't had any more fish, I'm on my 3rd cast. See what happens. Keep fishing, plodding away. I got some rigs to cut up. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm getting a bit bored. We've got another dog. If you look, half of the bait's been smashed up the hook length, and that's really common with dogfish. If you reel in and your bait has been smashed up your hook length, often you've been done by a dog. So it's another fish. I might have one more cast, then I get home and get on with the jobs I need to get done. It's been a really slow morning. I'm going to have one more cast after this. I've only had 3 fish. I've had 3 casts on each rod. It's been nice to get out. I'm not using anything heavy. I'm just using my Match Pros, Mark 1 and Mark 2, 14-pound main line, nice and easy, lovely beautiful day, blue sky. It's warmed up a bit now, which I'm really grateful for. There's a few more anglers starting to show up and down the beach, and hopefully they have a bit more luck than what I've had this morning. There we go, dogfish number 3. Happy to put a bend in my rod, last cast, and I'm ready to go home. Let's see if we can get something a bit better on the final chuck of the day. Just to show you dongles work, look at that, not even hooked in the mouth. And I think that's indication to how finicky the fish are on these smaller tides sometimes. But they're there. I think there's always fish there. There's always fish swimming around in the water. And just because you're not catching doesn't mean that there's no fish. And that's a prime indication. That was nowhere near its mouth. It was hooked down by here in a peck. So I think there's always fish there. You just got to do the right thing. Switch things up. Change things around. And sometimes they just switch on anyway. It's fishing. I think we all overthink it sometimes. I think we're all guilty of that. Well, that's my lot. I'm done. I'm going to go home, work the rest of the day. Fishing hasn't been prolific, but we've had a few. And we've had a few hours out of the house, away from the rods, let the family wake up, and go home now, crack on with the work, and keep doing all the things that you keep asking me to do. Hope you enjoyed watching it. Like I say, it hasn't been an exactly exciting session, but we've been out, we've had a few fish. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again. Tight lines.